This is how I do it. Cut a little bit long. Sandpaper on a tongue depressor. Works wonder, guys. Try it. Do this. Sand a little at a time until it fits. You want them tight, but not too tight where it bows this piece down. Then when you set the rib flat, you have a hump. So you just sometimes you can cut it a little bit off. That's how I do it. Time consuming, but it works. Piece I'm doing all is the uprights that these two vertical pieces come into. Actually kind of sits like something like this. Something like this. Still a tad long. Getting closer. We're almost there. Keep saying it. I know there's faster ways of doing this. People will say there's faster ways of doing this, but this is the way I always did it. Can't make a mistake. Can't cut it too short. If you do, cut it short. Use it somewhere else. If it don't fit right in here, use it somewhere over here, or use it in the back somewhere, or use it up in the front of the rib somewhere. Don't ever throw your short pieces away. Always keep the short pieces. You never know when you're going to need them. Trust me, I found that out in the long run. I've been helping my dad do stuff like this for 40 years, close to 40 years. Then we built the Flybaby, built the Corvette Starlet. He folds plane, helped build the pits. So this is the way you do it. And I know there's faster ways. People say, like I said, faster ways, but this is the way I always did it. Time consuming, slow, but it works. Wasn't sitting down all the way. Couldn't figure out why. Now I know. When you close your board, make sure you either vacuum it off, blow it off to keep your pieces, your top of your rib, bottom of your rib, make sure they sit flat against the board. If not, you ain't gonna turn out right. I know they sell already made ribs, already built ribs. I know the manufacturer does. I know because I talked to the guy about it. He makes laser cut gussets. I cut my own gussets, which are in this box here. This box is not with gussets. The best way I found to cut gussets, folks, is go to the store and get a pair of them clamshell openers. Easy way to cut gussets. That also comes with a little blade on the back. But I use these for cutting gussets. Easier, quick, beats the old way with a saw. I mean, it works wonders. Here's on a scrap piece. A scrap piece of gusset. Just put it in there like so and done. Works. Ain't just meant to. And what I found for staple pulling is I know a lot of guys got their own method of staple pulling. What I did was I had an old pair of little pruners, hand pruners, and they're laying around. They were broke. They didn't work right, so I took them apart. Point, got some epoxy on it. It'll dry, and you just pop staples right up. Now back to what we were doing. Like I said, this is a slow, tedious way, but it works. This is the way I've done it. This is the way I always did it. And also what I do when I'm marking, I take a pencil, this is a pencil, and put a line on the top of the piece that you're putting down so you don't get it different ways. You have to sit there and flip it so many times. You just find the mark, put it in. I cut this piece a little bit too long because it was sitting up on this. The piece was completely the piece because of the wall right there. What I did was I put a piece of sandpaper on the board, but the staples came out and just shakes the whole freaking table. Sometimes you turn it does fit. Oh, that's a little tight. Tight. Sometimes, like I said, you flip it around and it fits. See, now that piece fits. come over to this piece here, make sure you got all the little pieces of wood out the way. I'll find a straight, flat bottom piece. And it's there. Here's this is my phone, folks, but just bear with me. See, here's the bottom of your rib. Right here, here's the piece. You always mark a little bit above the bottom of your rib. Like here, bottom of your rib here, top of your rib here, always mark a little bit back from the bottom of your rib. Cross. Good little saw account. Worth one for cutting this quarter by quarter. Sometimes I gotta go back in here and remeasure. Sorry about that. So I got a little small saw. Sandpaper again. We just remark it. Piece fits. I'm only gonna do a couple of these tonight. I'm just gonna do these 3, 4 around. Deal with them in the morning. And all the things to do. Be right back. Forgot my coffee. If people are building the Minimax, I'm building the 103 Ultralight model of the Minimax. There's two ribs right here. I'll show you here in a minute. Rib over there, I just pulled out drying. You know, if you ever mix epoxy up, I know it can be sometimes it can be a pain in the butt to get the right little measurements, the right consistency. What I found works good is go to a store, yourself a little scale, but make sure it has a tare function on it. Well, what I do is I buy Dixie cups, by the little bathroom cups that you use in the bathroom. Got a little dispenser. These work, and you know, you don't have to worry about getting, if you use something else, getting epoxy out to use it again. You could buy 200 of these from Kroger for like $8. But make sure you get the ones that are not waxed. They can't be waxed, so the epoxy will eat the wax gets your epoxy, then you won't have a total mess on your hands. What I do with just regular little paper Dixie cups is turn the scale on. Y'all know how to do that. Wait till it zeroes out. These scales, when you first get them, you want to have to calibrate them. You're going to have an M power and a T button. Hold the M button until you see cal. Hit the M button again in a blink, then place a pair of pliers across the scale with a blink for 2 or 3 seconds, say pass, and it goes back to regular function. Dixie cup weighs 0.23 ounces. Okay, after you do that, tear it out, zero it out, then put your resin, how much you want, 8 ounces, 10 ounces, 20 ounces. I know 20 ounces is a little bit, and actually not that much in epoxy, but you do that, you tear it out again, then put your hardener in till you get to the same thing. Then you mix and go down and lay all of your gussets. This works wonders, and so do these. Also, another thing I buy that I use that are super cheap are acid brushes. They're cheap. They're disposable. I mean, these things are like what, 2 cents a piece. Any hardware store I have them. You know, they're disposable. They're cheap. You know, it'd be trying to clean a brush with gasoline or paint thinner, get the epoxy out of it. Don't go through that, guys. Just get some cheap acid brushes. Use them till they harden up, and then trash them. They're not that expensive. Like I said, a penny to 2 cents a piece. You can buy 5 of them. You can buy a handful for you can buy like 20 of them for like $8. Or you can buy a box for like $25. A box is like I think 1,000 or a couple hundred of them. That's how I mix my epoxy. I found the easier way. I use T88, which is good stuff. We done built ribs where, as a kid, I was young. I don't know, 8, 9, 10, I guess 11 years old. Used to put me on top of the wing to walk down the glue joints. You know where you place the gussets at. You know, the joints, to walk down the joints. Each joint. Didn't break. And I was a 90-pound kid when I was younger. I was a little bit, not husky, but I was a little bit chunky. Not chunky, but y'all get the picture. And he used me to walk down the joints, and none of them popped. So with the Minimax, good little ultralight, building the ribs, put the gusset on. They say use staples. No big thing. Staple dries, pull them out. Now get yourself a pair of needle nose and just pop them out. Pry them up with a piece of hand pruner, but make sure you use the point. Make sure you use the blade part. What I do is I keep the point sharp so I can get up under there and dull out around the blade so you don't slip and slice your wrist open or something. Keep a pair of tin snips handy in case I need to do a little bit of trimming on the gussets. Fine trimming. I keep a pair of straight tin snips. These are the ones I use for work. So I'm a welder and I use these for cutting steel with, thin sheet metal with, to make little shims for stuff to get it back up where it's flush. That's what I use for work. Like I said, I work for myself. I'm a welder. Videos of that's going to be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to my channel. I just started the channel. I got a video up of my one rib that was in the jig, which is that one right there on the wall. Subscribe to my channel. Give me some likes. Hit me up.